everybody, it's me again. So we're north of Belgrade here at the old Montana Elevator Company. We're following some Milwaukee stuff again here. So I'm doing a co-video shoot with Jack. He runs
doing YouTube. Glad to be here. Me and Montana Dirt Roads are on a little side adventure. We've been following each other since the start of my YouTube, and we're excited to get out on the road together and shoot some really cool content. This is super exciting. We got the Montana Elevator here.
What's your YouTube?
It's outbackjack at YouTube, and it's going to be 3591. So outbackjack 3591 at YouTube, and that's how you can find me.
I'll put a link in the description. So we're just north of Belgrade here. We're in the old F-150. We're gonna shoot on up to Modlo. We're gonna check out some of the buildings. It's all on private property, such as this here too. So we're just gonna be viewing from a distance, and then we're gonna bounce out of here and go on the other side of the hills here over by Toston, and we're gonna do show you some stuff from over there. Hope you guys like bridges and tunnels, because we're gonna find some. All right, everybody. Well, we're not too far from our destination. We got about 7 miles. Oh, this road is
rough.
Not faring well.
Rough.
Yeah, the spring, I imagine a lot of this probably started with last year's spring, but yeah, it's she ain't faring too well.
And you said earlier back there too, a lot of these farmers' entrances are getting washed away.
Yeah, that one entrance to his field, it looked like the tunnel might have either got blocked or couldn't handle the amount of flow, because it just dug the tunnel right out of the ground.
And this is all fairly recent too, because the mountains aren't holding as much snow as they were a couple weeks ago, but I'm still assuming there's going to be some roots in some of this irrigation and tiling and ditches that are holding back some of the water, so it's not done yet.
There's still huge snow drifts in all the little coulees coming through the pass.
Is there?
Yeah.
I haven't been through the pass. I know it's rough in the winter and you get yourself in a bad pickle. You drive too fast. I've
gone over the pass when there was fucking over a foot of snow sitting on the highway.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pastimes, I like to wait until a big snowstorm, and then I will randomly just go on a road trip somewhere at like 11 o'clock at night in a blizzard.
Oh yeah, it's a ball. It is a ball. It gets hairy, but it's a ball. Is that hot?
Oh, yeah, there's some deer right there.
Oh yeah.
There's some muleys. Oh, a lot more down here.
Yeah, we found some muleys enjoying their afternoon out here. They like that. They like hanging up in these mountains.
There's more up here. I didn't even see those ones.
Look at those. A lot of those.
We should be coming into Velvet here before too long.
Yeah, it's looking like some old mining history in this area.
Oh, dude, if there's a mountain in this state, they mined it.
They mined everything. This was a huge boom.
So some of the areas that I've gone to, like up above Cook City,
yeah,
that was, they were mining that before this was even a state. They actually called that the New World Mining District.
Holy cow!
Yeah, there's
they knew it was rich. They knew it was rich.
It was incredibly difficult to mine that area because of the amount of snow that would get up there. It's not uncommon to see 130 inches of snow up in that part of the mountains.
So I went up to Cook City and what was it? It had to have been February or March, early March, and there were snow drifts up to the building's roof.
Oh yeah, that area gets just destroyed for snow. I
mean to slam your door like that.
Oh, you're good.
Excited.
Well, we're dropping into Modlo.
And it looks like there's some history.
So there's the old schoolhouse that you're seeing right there. Mind you, this town from memory, this town was used right up until about the time they shut the rail down.
Oh, there's a camper back there. Someone smushed in an old camper. You see that?
Yeah, you got, look at all this. You got all this old derelict equipment out here still.
Oh yeah.
Look at that old dozer. Yeah, that bear we seen, he was coming down out of here, out on the other side of the river there. So here's the old school. Here's the Modlo school. We'll just park right over here and get out and do some walking. It's got the old playground equipment too, which is pretty neat. So this is the old schoolhouse. Got the old kid launcher, right, 3000 right there, and the swings and basketball court. I'd love to take you inside, but this is all under private property. Milwaukee Road went through some of the most beautiful country. We got a woodpecker taking care of the building for us. But yeah, there's private homes up there now. The rail bed's right down here. It looked like there was multiple lines here as the rail grade gets quite wide. Most of the buildings of this town are gone, collapsed, removed. There's not much left. Time long forgotten.
Really neat to see. Look at this. Look at this old house.
Gotta love the our arid climate for the preservation.
It really did preserve it. You can still see the paint in that sucker, and I don't see that on a lot of them.
The term, they don't build them like they used to. This is where it comes from.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because something like this nowadays would be done. It would have been done, because they've been sitting for how long, you think?
I do not remember when this was established, but the town, it was here for a good while. So here's the grade. Look at all the old ties. So you can see what I mean, like, this is the grade. It got quite wide, like they had multiple lines here. Sidings, whatever you want to call it. I would be willing to bet sidings. You got the 16-mile creek right over to our right here. Oh, I would love to drive this rail grade back. It goes all the way back into this canyon, all the way through Toston, and then it curves across the Missouri River and then drops down into Belgrade. 1909 school district, I think 91 is what that says. Pretty cool.
$5-6 million property.
Truck's bitching at you. Yeah, so here's the old grade. Oop. Wouldn't that have been a sight?
shooting right down there?
Oh yeah.
Is that where it went?
Yeah, the rail grade's right here.
Oh wow, man! Look at that.
The old 16-mile creek. Turning out to be a 16-mile creek.
16-mile creek.
Oh wow, it washed this road, this section of the road
Look
up.
at this. Look at that. That's an old railway bridge right there.
Yep, good old Milwaukee Road.
That's where it went.
Can you imagine being in like during the 70s, cruising down this in your old 70s dent, you know, your old dent side Ford?
Yeah, man.
Seeing the old Milwaukee coming through here. Yeah, you see that post right there? That's part of that was part of the electrification of the railroad from Harlow to Avery, Idaho.
Holy cow. So that's what propelled the engine.
Yeah.
That little old post right there.
They had the wires that, you know, overhung those are just the power posts, and they like overhung them. They had like, you know, arms and shit that would bring it out onto the railroad.
And where'd you say that started and ended at?
Harlowtown, Montana. Yep. Where the museum is. That's where the electrification started, and it went all the way to Avery, Idaho, and that's where it ended. I want to say it was 77 when they quit doing that. 77, okay. Yeah, when they abandoned the electrification because the diesel electric locomotives at that time had gotten powerful enough to be able to pull the trains up over the mountain passes. Super cool.
Which that's another interesting tidbit that I mean, you've spent years dedicating time to researching this stuff, haven't you?
To work on for sure.
Bridge still being maintained.
Well, the farmers use
out here.
A lot of the farmers, they use these to access their land. So we're actually going to cross the railroad again down here, and it goes up to a town called an old town called Francis.
Francis, okay.
Can't get to it. It's all private, and it sucks because this section of the railroad was called the Jawbone.
The Jawbone?
The Jawbone.
Jawbone, okay.
So the individual, it was actually named after an individual. He's a smooth talking SOB that worked for the Milwaukee, and he was able to, it was because of him and his smooth talking, which is why the railroad was able to get the railroad through here. Yes. So this is the last time we're going to cross the railroad right here. But yeah, that's the grade right there.
Okay.
And that's on the way to Francis, and there's a little canyon back there called the Eagle's Nest. If I remember a while back, I seen a video of a guy that flew his drone over there. Yep. And you can find some old video and photos for back in the day when the Milwaukee was still going. So you need to be self-aware of where you're at. Not every ghost town is accessible to the public, and not every road can be driven. You know, maps will show, like the road to Francis, the maps show that as a county road. That is a private road.
Yep. And that's Onyx. We use Onyx out here quite a bit. Figure out where we're at, what's accessible, what isn't. And this is the Climbing Rock Ranch. So this, what we're looking at on our left-hand side of the road here is all private. That's someone's sanctuary, and that land's been passed down generation after generation, and it's still being maintained. And
so let's give all the viewers a tip that I gave you earlier. If you're uncertain of an area and you can't find any information on the internet for it, call the closest local bar or the post office. They will be able to tell you if that area is public, private, or if the area is open, passable or not.
Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the old railway trestle.
There's two of them. You got one to the left and there's one behind them trees. And you got that one homestead cabin right out there in the middle of the field.
And that is cool. Yeah, now I know why you couldn't get through here in the winter.
Yeah, the Ringling Bar, they get a lot of people come walking out of here that try to access this, you know, too early. The lady that runs the bar, that was working at the bar when I called, she told me they had a couple come walking out in sandals and Chewbacca boots. Look at that big old dam right there.
Yep.
Man, that'll wash the road out.
It's getting close to pouring out of that.
Oh yeah. That's one good rainstorm away from going across the road. Yeah, we'll get a good view coming out because when we get to the Forest Service area, we're going to turn around and back out. Oh, right here? Oh, Forest Service. Clouds are just ripping up there. Okay, right now we're heading out. Just an absolutely gorgeous valley. But you know, obviously, you gotta watch out for those rock slides, they'll get you. Because of stuff like this, that's why I run these Goodyear Duratraps on my truck. You know, all the varying terrains that I tend to drive on.
It kind of solves any worry for you.
Snow, whatever. You know, these tires do a hell of a job through pretty much anything.
There's an original rail tie that would cross the river right here and head out west. So it's just something neat, another piece of history.
So look on the one pier there to the right. You see all the grass and stuff on there?
Oh yeah.
That's from high water.
That's crazy. That's pushing all that debris down river.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Yeah, so that must meant there was a lot of flooding up that way.
Oh yeah.
Because for the water to get that high.
Yellowstone flood.
Yeah, it would have to. This dumps into the Missouri.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can see where the rail grade went off that direction. Pretty intense. Okay, we're outside of Raidersburg, finding all sorts of cool stuff just outside of town here. Those look like those logs look like they were hand hewn. Pretty cool stuff. We'll get more of the town on the return trip. Old Denside Ford over there. don't know what that building was. Looks like there's some old like 50s era school buses in the back there. Old Swift trailer. That's a good place for it.
Yeah.
That must be the mayor's house. It's the biggest one in town.
We're out in Toston looking for our next haunt. Just cruising the strip out on the open range, and here we go. We got a BNSF train coming through.
Looks like an intermodal.
Hauling a lot of liquid.
Looks like it's all crude. Could be crude anyways. I don't know what the placard number is. So they're just coming out of a speed reduction zone here too.
What do they reduce the speed for?
The canyon.
Keeping things from sliding around.
The train will derail itself coming through this canyon if they go through it too fast.
Ooh, that's a rattler.
Nope,
dude.
bull snake.
Is that?
That's why I stopped. Bull snake.
Ooh, that's a big one.
I think I stopped just in time. I just scared the shit out of him.
He's there.
Yeah, we'll leave him alone.
Here, hold on, let me get this.
Are actually built and made, and like the mindsets. Again, I respect that. Like dedication, whatever you want to do.
Cruising down the strip here, we found a nice bull snake sunning in the road.
Way easier to drive this big an hour. Like neck wise, yes, you have.
Oh, there he is. He's hissing, he ain't rattling.
About it because you got to realize that there are other people out there. Kind of viewing the way harder.
Yeah, see it, no rattle, and his head is more slender. More like every poisonous snakes are arrow. Their heads are more like an arrow shape because their glands are up by their eyes.
They'll lunge at you though too.
No, he's just posing. He's harmless. We'll leave. We're not gonna with him. We're gonna leave him be. But yeah.
Look at him.
Oh yeah,
He's healthy.
he's posing. He's putting on a show.
Little bit of nature for you guys.
Bull snakes are good. Don't just indiscriminately kill snakes. That's a bull snake. Bull snakes are good for the environment.
They control environments.
There's the bridge. Bam!
Look at that bridge.
As far as I can recall, that's the only curved bridge that goes across a body of water on the Milwaukee line. I could be wrong. No. Now we're on the rail grade.
At some point, you probably could have drove across this part.
So the Montana Rail Link, they actually removed that section of the bridge.
People were.
No, they were worried about tagging it with their trains when they haul like really tall things.
That's cool.
And then they were worried about it falling on their rails. So, oh shit, your window's down.
Oh, yeah.
Rattlesnake repellent.
There you go. Look at that, man.
So there's little kiosk information things right up there. You can see some of the foundations. So this was like this is actually kind of a booming town at one point.
This was a town?
Mm-hmm. There used to be a town here. That's why they call it Lombard. This was a town.
This was, oh my god.
just imagine the thousands of people that went across this bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the artwork, but they shouldn't be vandalizing historic things for it.
Right. Yeah, like all this beauty around us, that just takes it away. It doesn't take, but you know what I mean.
It's aggravating.
Yeah, it is.
I do not remember, like, I imagine this bridge was here longer than that tunnel that we're gonna walk to.
Yeah.
Because the railroad actually bypassed where the tunnel is. The tunnel was put in afterwards. Like I said, they did, over the years, they did a lot of different things, you know, upgrades and changes on the railroad. Here's one of the foundations, one of the more prominent ones anyways.
Yeah, look at this.
You got like your stereotypical shot up car in your abandoned town.
That is a staple out here. Montana staple, shot up cars. And signs and traffic lights were a big deal when they started appearing in these areas. A lot of people didn't like them. And I think it's pretty cool to have them. A little more freedom and independence. But there's some scraps of the area. Little things that were kind of left by town. Mind you,
More foundation work up here.
tall grass and stuff like that.
Obviously, so there was, you know, the good majority of the town was up in here. Yep. A lot of history out here. Milwaukee Road played a huge role in the development of Montana. So here's that 16-mile creek.
Yeah, that was on the other side of Modlo.
Yeah.
So yeah, where we started this journey, what would you say, about 20-30 miles that way?
Yeah, but you know, we're east 25-30 miles when we started this.
All right, we're on the other side of this mountain range where we started.
Mm-hmm.
We came back this way, in that town of Modlo that we stopped in, the old ghost town where we saw the house and the old school building. That was a part of this land. A little through it. We're up in Milwaukee, and
People do drive back here, but I do not recommend it.
yeah, it's probably something at your own risk, and probably something to do if you don't plan on keeping the vehicle. But very pretty. Go on through here, it just gets better and better, and you can almost picture yourself being a railway engineer and
Oh, screw that, passenger.
driving through here. Yeah, passengers would come through here, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Milwaukee had some of the coolest passenger trains. They had like these upper levels that you could, like viewing areas where you can get up, and so you were like on a glass bubble up above the train car, and you could like 360-degree view around you.
And you said that they made their own in-house train cars?
Yeah, they made all their own passenger cars, freight cars. I mean, they made all their own train stuff. Want to say they even made their own locomotives, but I could be wrong on that. I think they made their own electric locomotives, but their diesel ones I think they bought like everybody else does.
Which is super cool. which is super cool because you had a company that was self-sufficient and they had their own niche almost in the railway community.
Yeah, they were originally based in St. Paul, if I remember right.
St. Paul, Minnesota, that would be, right?
Yep. And they had, like, you know, that's where they had their big, you know, manufacturing yards for all their own train cars, maintenance station, and where they'd work on all the cars and locomotives and everything. So right now we're on the main line of the Milwaukee Road.
Okay.
So the Milwaukee Road came into Montana from South Dakota over by Baker.
Okay.
And then we went to Plesna, and then turned and went up through Westmore, and I want to say Ismay, up to Fallon, and then it followed the current I-94 to Terry, and veers away and crosses Yellowstone twice before Miles City.
Okay.
There was a depot in Miles City that you can go to now. Some contractor outfit opens it, owns it. Look at the Huck.
Oh yeah, here's the Hawk cruising. It's probably looking for that bull snake up there.
But anyhow, it went to Miles City, and then it crossed the river a bunch more times to Fromberg, or not Fromberg, Forsyth. This is that bridge I was worried about. Did I tell you about the concrete one?
Oh yeah.
Then
Decent.
from Fromberg it turned and went up towards Roundup, along one of the loneliest highways in Montana.
Is it very lonely?
Very lonely. No cell service, infested with deer. Like, they will run out in front of you in the middle of the day. They don't care.
Yep. Sounds about right. It's not a highway you don't drive at night.
I believe that would be Highway 2. You go up through like Ingomar, Jordan, whatnot. But yeah, it's very lonely out there. I mean, you'll find a lot more rattlesnakes like up in the Pryor Mountain Range.
There it is.
Yeah, there's tunnel number 9.
That's tunnel number 9 up in the distance. This is exciting. This is something that's going to be just as cool as Modlo.
Like I said, those were the electrified. This was the electrified section of the railroad. So these were the lines that helped bring power out to the line. Yeah. So if you're ever going, yep, something got hawked.
It looks like it started over here in the brush.
Oh, something was bird hunting.
There's a big fight here as far as bird feathers and the names go. Beans like this is where you might find an animal sitting, drinking water, doing something. Definitely close to us to get some sort of predator life, whether it be a mountain lion or bear.
I'd say more than likely either that bird either got hawked or a mountain lion got it.
Yeah, one of the two. Something got him. And look at this. It's down in these caves right here. It's perfect territory.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff can just hide down there.
Yep. Low profile. You got the jungle up here. High risk area. He's got his sidearm at the ready.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I got it on the ready because I've come across too many mountain lions and shit like this.
Well, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Montana Dirt Roads and Outbackjack. We're out here risking our lives for the good content.
All the danger.
Now I know we're going to go YouTube famous if we do end up killing a mountain lion on this trail.
Self-defense only.
Self-defense only, correct.
Yeah, so the railroad, if I remember correctly, went around this hillside. You can kind of see they went around over there.
Yep.
If I understand correctly.
Wouldn't that be a wicked drive? And there were people loaded on that train, like coming out here to find their to find their their plot of land or to strike it rich mining.
I think by the time the Milwaukee road got out here, you know, most of it was already, it was like already, everything was already settled.
Okay.
The old territory, cowboy and Indian days were a thing of the past. Like I said, this tunnel was put in the 40s.
Okay.
Like some of the bridges over by like Terry were put in the 20s, I want to say.
Yep.
Someone cut that post down.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they probably cut it down for firewood. Oh yeah, people definitely been tagging the hell out of this. Oh, look at it. There's more here since the last time I was out here. Keep this in the city. You don't need this out here. You're just taking away from the experience. I mean, come on, people. Yeah, the rock is still stained from all the exhaust from the trains.
Good eye. That is what that is. That's all the coal exhaust.
Diesel, coal.
All the exhaust on the train. Look at that. Black stain on the ceiling of years and years of use of this railway that is now, as you can see, no longer. And the rocks.
Tunnel number 9. 1942 is when this tunnel was put in.
We're coming out towards the other end.
And it wasn't until...
Forest Ave.
Well, you can see right there, 2019, someone tacked that up. It wasn't until recently that all this happened.
Why someone would come out here with spray paint is a bit disappointing. It's too beautiful for that.
So this is off towards Modlo.
Okay. And when we were in Modlo and we looked to our behind the schoolhouse, right?
That was facing this direction.
That this same rail track that we pointed out in Modlo would have been coming this way and through this tunnel.
Yep. You know, it's just you don't appreciate how much work it goes into building a tunnel until, well, you actually get inside it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely unique and special to the time. We're about 45 minutes to an hour from the nearest town, and this site alone is probably 45 minutes south, climbing on a hill, up a trail, and it's
You know what's interesting is how little bridge technology has changed over the years. Because you look at how this bridge is built and you look at how that one's built, not much difference.
No, it really isn't.
It's just,
One's just taller with more concrete steel.
well, back in the day, all the old bridges were riveted.
Were they?
Hmm? Like the old bridge going to Toston, that's all riveted. Most newer bridges now, they're all welding, and they're bolted, welded, and concrete.
Canyon.
Yeah, you see all the rivets that are holding it all together. And that one down there, it's not like that. CC 272. I think that would be a creek crossing. Yeah, you can see how it's just everything's just all riveted together. Whereas like a lot of the newer bridges, they're bolts. They're TC bolts and weld. That's the predominant way. That's a drop, isn't it?
It really is.
It's good enough for a train. Hopefully it'll hold my fat ass. Don't drop your keys. But you see, like, so all the structure of the bridge is more in the center for the weight distribution. You see where so the rails were here and right over here, so they were like the rails were going, the train rails were in between these two girders.
And then you have your cross.
Yeah, you got all your diaphragms holding the girders together. Kind of appreciate how the old bridges were put together after you put modern ones together.
Really do.
That's that's a good view.
It's just beautiful, isn't it? Rail line. Not the exact Milwaukee. This is Montana rail line, and
So the only train this canyon sees anymore.
only train.
Better hurry up, that guy's gonna get here before we get.
Shot of it real quick. Here it comes.
Yeah, I can hear him slowing down, getting out of the throttle a bit more. Did you hear him back out of it? ENSS 6809. He's a long one. Place you can wait for a train in Montana. I guess the train gods are with us today. We're standing on a rail bed watching a train on a rail bed.
Yeah.
The irony.
The irony of it. What I found down the trail.
What was that, 223?
I thought it was. Couldn't see it.
Yep, 223. So if this is going to go over the Mullen Pass, they'll probably end up putting another engine on the back, or they'll break the train and put a couple in the middle. This is a good long car, or long train. Sounds like he's still slowing down a bit. "16 cylinders, 4,400 horsepower. Those are General Electric trains.
Are those electric?
General Electric makes that one. So there's two brands of locomotive. You have an EMD, which is built by General Motors. The EMD stands for electromotive diesel, and those are built by General Electric. The easiest way to tell General Electric from an EMD is the fuel tanks.
Yeah.
So those have the like, they're more like, you got the section flat, the tanks, they have like flat slats on them when they roll underneath the train. An EMD, they're just a round tank.